All right, you guys, so you should have watched 2 videos by now so far today. You should have watched the one with me talking, and then you should have watched the second one where I was explaining the key concepts that you need to know to do circles day 1 classwork. So you should have learned about radius, diameter, central angle, circumference, and area. So if we read number 1, it says, what is the formula for circumference? In my last video, I told you to write down that equation, that formula for circumference and the one for area, because area is number 2. So right now I want you to take a second. I'm going to be quiet, and I want you to try to write the formula for circumference and write the formula for area by yourself on questions 1 and 2. Ready, go. I'll give you about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you should have been able to write those down. Remember, circumference is equal to 2 pi r, and the formula for the area of a circle is A is equal to pi r squared. Hopefully you remember that R stands for radius, okay? So let's look at number 3. Number 3, actually I want you to pause the video and I want you to try to do numbers 3 through 8 by yourself. So go ahead and do 3 through 8 by yourself. Pause this. Okay, I hope you paused the video and that you actually tried to do these on your own. So look at this first one, number 3. It says that the diameter is equal to 8. In my previous video, hopefully you remember that diameter, or that a radius is half of the diameter, right? Because if we have a center there, our radius is only this part, like right here, which is half of the diameter. So in this case, our radius is going to equal 4. Okay, next one, number 4. Number 4 is a little harder, and this is why. We're given that the circumference is equal to 6 pi feet. Oh, don't forget to write your units. That's something I tend to forget to do. So circumference is equal to 6 pi. So these ones are going to be a little harder because now you're going to look at this formula and you're going to solve for r. So it's just like when we have an equation, right? And we're solving for x. You're going to solve for r because we want to find our radius. So we have that c is equal to 2 pi r is the original circumference formula. So we know that circumference is equal to 6 pi. So we're going to plug in 6 pi for circumference, and we're going to say that is equal to 2 pi times the radius. Now we need to get r by itself. So to get r by itself, we're going to divide by 2 pi on both sides. Now those cancel out, right, because it goes to 1. Now these pi's cancel out because we have one on top and one on bottom. That's something that you need to remember for solving these and doing the classwork, that the pi's are going to cancel out right there. And then we're just left with 6 divided by 2. What is 6 divided by 2? It is 3. So we get 3 is equal to r. So 3 feet is equal to the radius. That's going to be our answer for number 4. Number 5 doesn't use the circumference formula. It uses the area. So here's my area formula, and I'm given that the area of this circle is 16 pi millimeters squared. So I'm going to plug, see how it says A equals 16 pi? That means I'm going to plug in 16 pi for A. So I put in 16 pi is equal to pi r squared. Oh, I can't write. Okay. We want to get r by itself. So we have these two, we have pi being multiplied by our r squared. So to get rid of that pi, to get the r squared by itself, we divide both sides by pi, because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Those pi's are going to cancel out. That's going to cancel out. So we're left with 16 is equal to r squared. That's not our answer, and that's not our answer because we want the radius, not the radius squared. So we need to undo that exponent of 2. And remember, the opposite of an exponent is taking the square root. So I take the square root of both sides. Maybe you know in your head that the square root of 16 is equal to 4. If you don't, type it into your calculator. And what happens here is the squared gets canceled out and we're just left with r. So we get that our radius is equal to 4 millimeters. Just really quickly, I didn't talk about the units in the first video I had you watch on math, but area is always in units squared. So see how we have like millimeters squared, and you can even see number 8 is area and it's feet squared. So that's just something to keep in mind as we're going along. Okay, 6, 7, and 8. Find the diameter. Number 6. You guys should have been able to get so fast, right? Because the diameter is 2 times the radius, or the radius is half the diameter. So to complete our diameter, it's like we need that line, right? That dotted line that I just drew. So it's like this is 6 and the radius is 6, and 6 plus 6 is 12, or 6 times 2 is 12. So our radius is equal to 12 centimeters. Next one, circumference is equal to 14 pi. This is another one where you're going to have to solve, but it's going to be a little different because if we look at this formula, we don't have diameter, and the question asked us to solve for diameter. We have radius. So the first thing that we need to do is solve for our radius. So we're going to plug in 14 pi for the c that's in our formula, and we get it's equal to 2 pi r. Now, to get r by itself, we divide by 2 pi from both sides. Those cancel. Our pi's cancel. 14 divided by 2 is, hopefully you said 7. And we're left with r equals 7. But the problem didn't ask for our radius, it asked for the diameter. So our diameter is going to equal 14. Because remember that the radius is half of the diameter. So 7 times 2 is 14. Next one, number 8, is area is equal to 25 pi. So we look at our area formula, and we plug in 25 pi for A, and we get that that is equal to pi r squared. I'm just simply substituting this in for A, and the rest of it stays the same because we don't know what r is. So to get r squared by itself, we divide both sides by pi. So our pi's cancel out right there, and our pi's cancel out right there. And we're left with 25 equals r squared. Oh my gosh, you guys! It's Wednesday, March 14th. Do you know that that is Pi Day? Oh, I am so bummed I'm not there today. This is like one of the highlights of being a math teacher, is being able to celebrate Pi Day. I even have like Pi Day t-shirts I could have worn. Sad day. Hopefully you celebrate Pi Day without me. Back to the problem. We need to solve for r. So we have r squared, but we want r. So to undo our exponent of 2, we take the square root of both sides, and we get 5, because the square root of 25 is 5, is equal to r. But remember, that's not our answer, because it asks for diameter. So to get the diameter, we multiply by 2, or we just do 5 plus 5, which is 10. So our diameter equals 10. Okay, let's move on to the next few. I'm probably only going to show you how to do some of them because of time. It takes a long time to upload these videos from my phone to YouTube. So I'm going to try and keep them a little shorter. But remember, the central angle is the angle that's made by 2 radii. And it, like, the point goes from the center, and then it's made by the 2 radii, which makes sense because radii connect to the center. So this one's really easy, right? Our central angle is just going to be 79. Boom. This one is also really easy. Our central angle is going to be 104 degrees. Oh, I forgot to say, pause the video and try to do them on your own. Ready, set, pause. Okay, hopefully you pause the video and that you actually tried to do them on your own. So this next one is actually going to be a little different. The first two were super easy because they were given to us right there. But this one gives us out here, which is not what we want. we want this angle right here. So, in circles, right, a circle is 360 degrees around. So to find out what this is going to be, we can simply do 360 minus 230, and that is going to be 130. So this central angle is going to be 130 degrees. So there we go. Remember, circles equal to 360 degrees in total. Okay, this next one is also useful to remember that circles are 360 degrees. So we have two parts right here. So we have a 200 and a 153, and it wants us to find this part right here. So in order to do that, we're going to do 200 plus 153. And that's going to be 353. And then we're going to do 360 minus 353 to find this right here. And that's just going to be 7. So that central angle AB right here is 7 degrees. The reason we had to add these up is because we didn't want any of this. We only wanted this little part right here. Okay, number 13 is cutting the circle in half. So half of a circle is 180 degrees. You probably know that. You've probably heard people say like, oh, you made a complete 180, meaning they like changed their life around or something. Or maybe like they did a cool trick that was a 180. So that's number 13. And then number 14 is also going to use the knowledge of knowing that 360 degrees are in a circle. And we're going to subtract the 349. And you can type that into your calculator if you want, but that's going to be 11 degrees is our central angle, because it's that angle right there that we're finding. I'm actually going to stop this video and make a new one for this second page of the classwork, just so this video is not forever long. So make sure that you click on the next video. Thank you.